This is a sequel to my ham radio shack and workshop, which has pretty much been completed. I'm going to take you on a little tour of it. I'm standing in the chamber of my pipe organ, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk into the workshop area and give you an idea how this is laid out. And this is what used to be my garage, but is now my workshop area. And also it's the power supply, wind and so forth for the organ. But this video I'm going to primarily deal with the work area as I walk through here. Here you can see that I've got shelves of a lot of different things. Virtually everything you see on the shelves here are projects waiting to be attended to. They are not, nothing here is operational. These are all future projects to be worked on, and I will probably do a video as I get through some of these projects in future times. There's so much to do here that I don't even know if I'll have enough time in the remainder of my lifetime to get it all done. Now here next to the door that I just walked through, you can see that I've got shelves up here, speakers up at the top, all spare items that I had sitting around. What you see below is the power supply, the DC power supply for the pipe organ, and the electronic devices that will soon be put together to supply the voices of the organ I don't have room in the chamber for, namely piano, 16-foot tuba, 16-foot diaphone. They'll all be devised through MIDI devices on these shelves here. Here's the back wall, right near where I came in. Tools, supplies, my electrical service that I installed, all not quite organized. Hopefully I'll have it more organized. As you can see, I'm rather cramped for room because I have so much stuff, but this is looking back the other way. Here you see two future projects, two televisions, both Zeniths. The one down below, I have restored the AM and FM radio and also the turntable, which plays. Although the turntable has a little bit of wow and flutter at 33, the idler wheels are not very sound anymore, and I don't know where to get those rebuilt yet. But the television is not restored. It needs to be repaired. The smaller Zenith sitting on top is a television that I inherited from part of the family years ago. That too needs a repair. It only has a horizontal line. There's no vertical deflection. That'll be a restoration. Up above it you see a Webcore Musical. It is a very interesting turntable record player. That also is a future restoration project that I will be doing. Here, looking down the L-shaped room, you can see where my workbench is, and you can see it's quite cluttered right now. Again, a lot of disorganization. I don't have those parts boxes you see on the top shelf there are really just junk ones that I had sitting around. I plan to get some serious ones and actually organize small parts. I've got, I don't know, hundreds of vacuum tubes. I don't even know what I all have anymore. I haven't sorted it out yet. This is all stuff that's been left over from years and years ago, my earlier days of electronic work that I did. It was mostly sitting in the basement unused. It's now coming back to life. A lot of work to be done here. Here is a future project. The Atwater 20C that you see is completely restored. Although I don't know if it works or not because I haven't powered it, but I completely took it apart and restored it, cleaned the chassis, repaired all the electronics I could find, that checked the audio transformers were good. painted the inside and the outside. It was a Mouse Hotel when I got it. It has all good tubes in it. At least the filaments are good. And here is a very close to being started future project, the power supply, so that I can power it. I'm going to build this power supply, and hopefully I can fit it into this little project box down here. And when I do that, I will have a video just for this radio. Here is a Radiola speaker that I'm going to use with it. If I find a really good Atwater Ken speaker, I'd pair it with that, but we'll use this Radiola speaker, which is good. As I said, I've been sorting out tubes and parts that I had. The ceramic tube sockets you see are a recent purchase from a ham fest that I attended a month ago, or not quite a month ago. I'm going to use them to build this AM transmitter that's featured on American 5's channel. I'm not sure which version I'm going to build, but these are the tubes that I've been sorting out, and I still have to find another tube that I may use for a rectifier, but I'm going to build this transmitter, and when I get that built, that will also be featured in a video. Just to pan around, you can see I've got some various ICO test equipment, some scopes and stuff. I don't know how good any of this stuff works. I haven't checked it, but the test equipment itself may need some restoration before it can become useful. To the right of my ham desk, Hallicrafter's SX42 and my homebrew one-tube transmitter above it. Mostly from my very early days of ham radio when I was a novice. I was WN9TOF then. I let the license lapse and only have recently gotten back into ham radio. Also, what you see here is also another future set of restorations that will take place. Hopefully, I'll get to it one day. Here's my ham desk. The desk is pretty much done. This is the way it's going to stay. It's a homebrew desk. I built it myself. It's not really high quality, but it's the best I could do. You'll see that I have the extra class license manual sitting on it. I recently just got my general license. I'm KC9RUB, and I now have general privileges. However, I'm going to eventually take the test for the extra class. But this is my ham desk, all ready to go. Haven't got antennas up yet, but I will, not too far in the future. There's another antique radio and a Magnavox horn that will be a future project. And here to the left you see a shelf. It's actually probably going to have to be an extended shelf, but you'll notice that there's a 220 volt outlet there. That's for a future linear amplifier, should I get one. A friend, a ham radio friend of mine, an old friend of mine, said that if you build your ham shack, be sure to supply 220. And so there it is, that outlet on the back wall is the 220 volt outlet. So generally there's a lot of work, a lot of organizing to be done here. It'll be fun working on all this stuff in the winter time. As I pan to the left here, you'll see my pipe organ wind supply going by. The pipe organ's functional. I intend to do a video on that. I got my Marr & Colton traps all installed and working, and there's more work being done, and I've got videos to create for that as well. So that concludes this part of the next step of my electronics workshop and ham radio desk.